when to sell, when to buy is a fairly easy subject to deal with. For starters, it's conditional, meaning if you don't have the funds allocated and are ready to go for an idea, then there's no point in considering it. It's not time if you don't have the money. So let's take the liberty of assuming you found an idea you like and you have the funds available. When is it time to buy? Well, there are a number of different triggers you can use to decide if it's time to act. For me, it's having the stock hit a level I've been waiting for. I personally prefer to accumulate stocks that are in an uptrend. Within that trend, there will be surges and pullbacks. I prefer to accumulate on pullbacks, making my entry levels a bit less risky in the short term. However, I never open a position with the entire amount I am prepared to commit to the trade. I prefer to invest about a third initially. I'm prepared to go in for another third at my next opportunity and the remaining third at my last opportunity. If the stock runs away from me before I can commit the remaining 2/3, I just accept the profit I've generated. I also prefer to accumulate my positions when they're quiet and no one wants them. Low volume pullbacks are my favorite entry level. Then, when there's some sort of favorable news and investors are piling into the stock, I can be a seller. In order to pull the trigger on these kinds of trades, you have to go against your instincts and the herd mentality. You have to be willing to step in when everyone else has stepped out. When you enter a position, start by defining your objectives. Is it a short-term trade or a long-term hold? If it's a longer-term hold, there's nothing wrong with trading around a core position. This means you buy more when the stock is cheap and quiet, and sell some when it's hot and everyone wants it. You keep a core amount at all times, but lower your cost basis by making some trades. I am never fully invested. I always keep some money in reserve in case the right idea comes along. I have long-term positions in small stocks that I keep for huge gains over a long period of time. I have trading money I use for larger cap stocks and index trading. On occasion, during periods when the market has moved to one extreme or the other, I will bet on the market moving the other way. I also act on instinct. When I look at a new idea, I do a little research by studying the company's SEC filings. If their balance sheet looks okay, their growth is strong, and they haven't entered into any toxic financings, I'll usually take the plunge for my first 1/3 if I like the chart. The buy side is really pretty easy. If you have the money and you like the idea, it's time to get involved. When to sell? That one is much tougher.